is a session of questions and answers. So at any moment, if you have questions, interrupt us. But since everyone is a little bit shy, I will ask Simon some questions, okay? So Simon, my brother, can you, let's keep it short, that way everyone can, come up with questions after. Yeah. Why someone of your caliber, where you were writing close to $400,000 on your own pen when you were in the other IMO before Experior? Why did you came over to Experior? Because, you can make so much money anywhere. You're a proven leader, so go ahead.
Great question, Hernán. And to everyone who is listening to us today, I was a very successful agent, as you could hear Hernán said, but I decided to partner with Experior for various reasons. One of the main reasons is because of the shakiness in the industry. If you are a builder who is actually aspiring to making this part of your life, you really want to succeed as a life insurance agent or a financial professional, you want to make sure you build on solid ground. So I have been in other industries. It was not about the commission. It was not about anything. It was just about the integrity that I found in this man, Hernán. He reached out to me in sometime, somewhere around 2021. And I was a little bit skeptical because that was my first time seeing them and my first time just knowing that there was something like Experior. Well, I was a little bit cool, and then I gave it some time. It took 1 year for him to finally bring me on board on Experior here. So we kept the conversation going. But actually, I was looking for a solid ground, a place where you can count on the people that are partnering with you. Because the financial industry, for some of you who are coming in, it's a little bit scary, where you know about the politics that goes into it. But if you don't know, you don't know. So we've been to places where we were stripped of our agent in 1 day, we didn't take of an eye. And I mean, a lot of agents had been in that same place. And I think even Jamie Pricker used to usually speak the same thing. He was a vice president in a company where at some point he lost all his agents before he moved, start as fresh. So you want to be in a place where you know that they have your back, they can protect your business too for you. And in as much as you work there, but also you want to also be in a place where you feel valued, where you can own a piece of the company. Think about the opportunity that Experior is giving. This is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, guys, and I'll tell you what. Imagine you were there when Netflix started transforming the media industry to what they are today. Imagine you were there when Amazon first launched their disruption into the retail industry. Imagine you were there when Apple decided to turn upside down the mobile phone telephone industry. Imagine you were part of the dream of Mark Zuckerberg when he started Facebook. Just imagine what we'll be talking about in about 5-10 years from now. That's the same opportunity that Experior is presenting to you. Because Experior has proven to be one of the fastest growing IMO in recent time and the fastest growing M.G.A. in both Canada and in the United States. And look at the record. Everything just keeps coming together. Last year, they were designated the best brokerage company in Canada. So they made a mistake 2 years ago, right? So I decided to partner with this company for this reason. I decided to look so well because I've been in 3 other platforms where the experience was not the best. I wasn't given the best treatment. Well, I'm not somebody who looks to be treated well. I'm just saying that there was no level field for me to play. So when you don't have a level playground, there's no way you can win. But guys, I tell you, Experior has that level playground. You want to be here now, especially now that it's still young. Now that shares are still available, so you could work hard and grab your own piece of the company. So as we grow to billions, you will return that share. Imagine having these 14,000 shares today that Experior is offering for every agent is at the grab of everyone. You can get it. If you had that 14,000 shares, let's say in 2004, when probably Amazon share was still like a cent. Imagine, but now our shares are even more than 1 cent. So if you had at least 14,000 shares, and at some point the company value becomes just $100 per share, that's 1.4 million of free money. You did not invest anything to get it. That alone has been really key. And just to sum it up, at Experior agents, we don't have what we call go-to carrier. We are not beholden to any carrier or any brokerage carrier, any carrier. You may not understand this if you have not been to other companies, but I've been almost everywhere in the industry. That's why we knew about this. So when there is a go-to carrier, the platform, the IMO or the M.G.A spends a lot of time trying to advertise or just try to advertise the product of that go-to carrier because they're partner. That's what makes them the most money. And at that level, the judgment of agent become a little bit blurred because you are focused on what the IMO is telling you or the M.G.A is telling you to do, the platform is telling you to do. And so your client's interest doesn't come first to you. You writing that product that pays the most commission to the platform or the most commission to you. At Experior, we are truly independent agents. We choose the best for our client. And that's why those clients love us. And that's why our persistency rate is off the roof. And if you've been in the industry for some time, you know what is charged back. You know the effect of those things. If you see us thriving continuously, it's because we're dealing with good people. We're not writing bad businesses, or we're not partnering with people who write a bunch of bad businesses where in maybe less than no time, chargeback will send you packing. So guys, if you've been in the industry for too long, struggling to make it work, or you've been on an IMO where probably the IMO just uses you as a commodity to sell leads to you in order to enrich themselves, in Experior, we teach you how to generate your own lead rather than how to buy lead. So Experior doesn't even have a lead generation system that they per se that they really sell to people. Because when you see those IMO or M.G.A that does that, note that there is a hidden business benefit behind it.
That's
So,
right.
so how will it profit us if we bring you here just to end up draining your pockets and giving you a bunch of garbage leads where you spend all your day calling and just only to get insults in return? So we teach you either how to generate your own lead organically or using high technology. And my partner Hernán happens to be very versed in the attraction industry, just like myself. We work so well with the tech, we are very technical. So, man, if you partner with us and you give it your all, there's no reason why you should not explode. We have a proven track record, and you can see it.
Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you, brother, my business partner. Anyone in the meanwhile came up with any questions that you might want to ask us, please go ahead. Oh, and welcome, Carmela. We see that you are in the call. Welcome. Do you have any question for me, for Simon, for anyone? We are here to help everyone. Carmela is a champion as well. Carmela and Charles, I salute you guys as well. Go ahead. Any questions?
Thank you, Hernán. It's a wonderful opportunity being here. Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Please say hello to Charles. And you know, there is also, Carmela is very experienced as well. If you have any questions as well, I'm sure that she can also answer any questions. But you know, can I take the opportunity, Carmela, to ask you a question here? We are recording as well. You know, you are a high caliber agent, and of course, an excellent person. So for you, can I ask you, what was the main reason that made you come over to Experior, please? That way other agents can know your experience.
Thank you, Hernán. Good evening, everybody. This is a wonderful opportunity to be here. I'm honored. I'm privileged. I must say, you know, in such a timing like this, you know, being in the right place, the right company, and the right people is everything. For me, my why, as well as my husband, Charles, our why was simple. was the fact that we found a place that did not only provide opportunity for families to get better providers, but the vision of the company aligned with what we were looking for. So the integrity, the vision, the ability to know that this is not something that we can keep doing every day of our life, but there's a legacy program that if we're able to attend, will be set for life, So the vision of the company aligned with what we were looking for. And at the time, we came from another IMO where we were kind of like, wondering like what is out there for us. And boom, Experior showed up. And it was a wonderful opportunity. And we are so honored and privileged to be here, I must say, because I call it a privilege because a lot of people out there don't even know that there are other options, there are other, opportunities, and a wonderful opportunity like what Experior offers. I will say this to everybody: never stop talking, never stop telling somebody about it, and you never know who you're going to come across. I was just sharing today, just having a conversation with somebody, and we just happened to find out that we are both in the financial industry, and they happen to be in one of the other IMOs, and they say, "Hey, I don't mind checking out what you have," despite the fact that they were really big in their company. They were like, "Hey, I don't mind checking it out." And how you tell people about what we do is very remarkable. Not bashing a company, it's one of the most amazing things I've come to learn over time, being under different leaderships and learning from, you guys, Hernán, and everything.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful finding out that just having conversations with people has really been very remarkable. And you find out that people feel more comfortable even expressing themselves to you and just telling you, "Hey, I'm going to check out your company." That's the step ahead. Don't take that for granted. So go out there, be inspired. Don't stop talking, say something, and we'll all win big. Thank you, Hernán, for this opportunity.
You are so welcome, and thank you for sharing your experience and your why. And we are for sure attracting some of the biggest producers and team builders right here on this call, just between Carmela and between Simon. They are like monster producers, but also very, very powerful recruiters. And we're not going to mention names of the other IMOs because we're going to put this on social media out there. But I want to say that some of the biggest IMOs in the US are in trouble. And some of the top leaders, are leaving. People that are making $10 million a year, that invested 10, 20 years of their life over there, are leaving in some of those. There's a reason for that. And see, the writing is on the wall. The same thing that happened to Blockbuster, when Netflix came along, we are disrupting the industry. And so it's opening the eyes of people. Some are joining us. Not everyone is going to join us either, because some, want to do their own thing, and that's fine. We wish them the best. But we are at a very, very special moment on time. Just like Simon said earlier, that is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I call Experior or classify it as a unicorn. The reason why, and today I was writing a document that I'm going to share with all of you in the Icebreakers and in Leader Life Financial as well. It is the different 4 stages, the 4 stages of companies. And I have my notes here, so I'm going to read them with you a little bit and go over that. So just give me 1 second, because my tablet requires my fingerprint to open. But I'm going to share something with you on why we are at such a special place. So startup is a company that has less than 5 years old of life, 1 to 5 years. And yes, there is a lot of opportunity, but there is a lot of risk, when you are 5 years or less. Then there is something that I call the sweet spot on timing. And that is between 5 years to 10 years old on a company, because it's low risk and maximum growth. Okay, that's the second stage. Then there is something else that is called saturation, the saturation stage. And that is a company in the attraction game that has been in business 15 years or longer. It's going to start getting saturated. Still an opportunity for certain communities to get into it, but in general, it's getting saturated. The stage 4 is what is called cannibalization, okay? And when you get to cannibalization, it's 20 years plus of a company, especially in the builder system. That's when people are trying to either live with a lot of teams or try to eat each other's hierarchies. That's when the cannibalization starts, okay? And that's what we are seeing in the big companies. You can see it, and I'm going to mention something that is common knowledge because it's common knowledge. When Primerica, was in business for almost 20 years, that's when the breakaway happened into WMA. I was part of WMA as well. That's when half of Primerica left to open WMA, which now is called WFG, okay? And so for a second, Primerica maybe what's going on there, okay? They were resilient and everything, but that was the cannibalization stage. And now what is happening with big leaders like Patrick Bet-David, which left WFG and OpenPHP, many are following suit. And I'm not picking on them, I'm just saying truths that are common knowledge, okay? But now we go to the 5th stage. And this is actually not a stage. This is where there is something unique, a unicorn. This is what I call the perfect, unique business timing opportunity that also has the name of BTO. BTO for Experior stands for business timing opportunity, but I have another name for it. It's called best timing opportunity, okay? And so the reason for it, we have been in Canada for almost 10 years. Right now, we're about to get our anniversary of 10 years and using the post from Jamie and everything. 10 years in Canada, among 400 M.G.As in Canada, because the IMOs in Canada are called M.G.As, we are number 5 on size in just 10 years among 400. We started like a baby, learning how to crawl. Boom, number 5 in 10 years. That speaks really well. Now, why is a unicorn? Because in the US, we've been only there for 2 years, but then in Canada, which means we are not a startup. We're actually, if we were a regular company, on the sweet spot, which is 5 to 10 years. But by being in the States 2 years only, we have the best of a startup, which is maximum opportunity with none of the risk. No risk, maximum opportunity. So that's what I wanted to share with you right now, which I believe is so important, because when you're talking to those friends of yours, colleagues, friends, family members that are in the industry, if they're not in the industry, they're going to still love it. But if they are in the industry, if they understand this, and I'm going to share this video with all of you, even the biggest, even the Simons, okay, because he was a monster producer and recruiter over there, and he still is. Carmela, super powerful. And a friend of of Simon, which is Jose Graxirena, a friend of mine who's also a business partner of ours. He joined us. He came from FFL, and respect to all of them. I'm not bad-mouthing anyone. I'm giving them respect, okay? But he was three times Hall of Famer. His last year, he was making $800,000 with them, with a team of 400 agents. He joined us, okay? That means that if it is good for Jose, and it's good for Simon, and it's good for Carmela, trust me, it's good for everyone. They just need to have an open mind. And if for any reason, any of you need some help presenting this, talk to your uplines, or you can call. I'm sure Carmel is happy to help anyone here, Simon or myself. Give us a call and we will help you. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say, but I want to spark a few questions on each of you. If you have any questions, originally it was a session of 30 minutes to keep it agile. We reached the 30 minutes, but I'm glad to stay longer. We can do another 10, 20, or 30 minutes if any of you have questions. Otherwise, we can wrap it up and we can let you go back to your busy schedules. Go ahead, Femi.
Yeah. From your analysis of the stages, that stage of cannibalization, which is about after 20 years, which is happening in other M.G.As around us, is there any antidote for that
Yes.
to prevent that from happening? Because it means that when the next company gets to that age, the same thing happens. Is there anything they can do to kind of stall such happening?
Great question, Femi. And yes, there is an antidote for that. And you took the word from my mouth. As you were going to mention antidote, I was going to mention it as well. So the antidote is the tri-rate system that we have, okay? Because most of those companies, and when we speak about the builder system, nothing really has changed since the 70s for those companies, okay? Because they are offering, most of them, no ownership of the book of business if you're going to be building big teams. And also the payout on the personal commissions is super low. So the antidote is very simple. There is about 1 million licensed agents for life insurance in the USA. The biggest company, I believe, right now is Primerica. And I don't think they have even hit yet, maybe at some point at the biggest before they split in two. They had about 250,000 agents, if I remember correctly. But they haven't been able to break over 100 or 120,000. And WFG, as far as I remember, which is the second largest one, has never reached the 100,000 licensed agents. And so that whole market, where they are paying people very little compared to the standard of the independent brokers, is where the cannibalization lives, in that environment. But when you come over and you really truly have the best of independent brokers, but also we have applied the builder system, because the builder system is incredible. It started with Primerica, actually, by a man of the name of Hubert Humphrey, which is called the architect. He has started 3 different companies like this before, maybe made close to $1 billion selling them after they reach a certain level. But they always stay on the same cycle. So far, we see the same. And I don't want to say names of the company that this other big leader who left one of these companies that I just mentioned opened 15 days ago. But those who've seen the business model, is the same business model again. Top compensation 85%. You have to be a rockstar recruiter to go up, meaning they enforce recruiting to move up. So the antidote, Femi, here at Experior, we apply the antidote looking into the future in July of this year, because now we have 2 career paths. We have the builder, which was our original system, where you could only reach the higher levels of personal compensation, but you had to recruit and produce. And now we have a side that is only for personal producers, meaning you don't have to recruit to get to those levels. So we're constantly, evolving. So that's the number one thing, have the tri-rate system. The other one is that no one has gone global yet. This has been done before by brokerages in real estate, such as Keller Williams, such as, Century 21, Remax, and maybe others who go global. But when it comes to financial services, it's only been Canada and the US. And normally it's been American companies coming to Canada, like WFG, Primerica, American Income Life, Combined Insurance, Home International, and maybe others, okay? We entering into the States. after, fine-tuning our system, because we have the perfect lab in Canada to fine-tune the system, enter the States. Now we know we are going to go global. So we don't believe that we're going to be reaching that cannibalization stage at all. Because first of all, there is over 1 million life agents in the US who need to hear what we have. So we don't have competition, we have opposition, no competition. But the moment that we open Latin America, Asia, Africa, Europe, boom, there is so much room to grow. So I don't foresee cannibalization on our model, especially not in the next 50 to 100 years. So I won't be here for sure. Go ahead, Brother Simon, go ahead.
Are you sure you're not going to be here the next
Well,
one?
with the technology, we don't know. We don't know.
We will discover a technology where we will just make you to stay as you are for the next 50 years.
Thank you. I hope so. That way I can be enjoying with you guys.
Thank you so much for that elaboration. And Femi, thank you for that.
Thank you for the question. Yeah.
And I just want to chip a little bit into that question that Femi asked. Where antidote to cannibalization is something that is difficult to come or difficult to have. But however, if there is one antidote, it will be adopting business agility, just trying to stay agile, which means you continuously tweak your model and improve, innovate, renovate it to look into the future. That way you are able to exist across all time. You will fit into all time. So I believe that if every company actually embrace business agility, where they are able to look back and see, oh, are there some competitors coming up? How far have we traveled? What is it that we started with? Is this model still as good as it was when we started? Then that way we'll be able to continuously to fit into the changing standard of the world and continue to attract people and maintain those that we have there and also stay competitive. I believe that with that, every company will be able to survive the test of time. So thank you.
You're welcome, and you're very right on that, brother. Go ahead, the tab 4.
Thank you very much, Hernán. Thank you, Simon, for the response. Thanks.
Go ahead. Any question?
Yes, I just wanted to add something.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to what Simon was saying. Thank you, Hernán, and thanks to everyone who is here. And I was going to ask a question, and it's a question and also a contribution in the same place.
Sure.
The truth about business agility, like Simon said, it's looking forward, looking ahead, and taking a step forward before other companies step to your point where you are. And most companies fail because they lag behind, and so others come and surpass them. I want to just cite an example. We know BlackBerry. BlackBerry's it's old news today, and it was one of the best phones in the world. But Apple, Samsung came from behind. Even Nokia. There's another competitor to Nokia. Some of us have been around for a long time. We use Nokia, we use BlackBerry. All those companies are outdated today. It's not that they were bad companies, very good companies, doing so well, the best phones, but because they missed that mark of agility, they missed that little mark of maybe stepping ahead, just getting a touchscreen phone. It was just a small miss, just getting a touchscreen phone, then upgrading it. So, which I'm also saying this, maybe Hernán and Simon, you guys should take it to leadership. Experior should be able to step ahead all the time. Like within 3 months, within 5 months, within 6 months, within a year, we should be able to step ahead all the time. Like take that leap of faith and say, okay, we're trying this one to step ahead to be better than other companies, because let's not just fold our hands and say, oh, we have the best thing, we are doing well, and all whatnot. It even lasts you when you appreciate yourself. So I'll end right there.
Thank you for your point of view, and for sure it's something that is constantly happening. I've been here almost 3 years, and I've seen so many changes on every level, from the technology of the back office At the beginning, I wasn't that impressed, but when I see it between now and then, I go like, oh, wow. And also from the time that Simon has been here, he's seen so many changes. You see, one of the things that we like is that, of course, it's difficult that a company implements changes at once, many changes. But every time that there is some advice that, like, for example, Simon brings that is really valuable advice, they make a note, take it in consideration. They have made some that I have also proposed and that other people propose, and we listen to the agents, because we have to remember we're a company for agents, built by agents. We don't have a big corporation like a big bank or a big insurance company or a venture capital who own us. That's why that keeps us agile still. Who knows if that will ever change, but it's not in the foreseeable future. But for sure, Andy, I believe I hopefully I'm saying your name correctly.
Yeah, and again, you just said it, and I know you're pretty new to Experior, and as you heard Hernán said, Experior, as of now, we really love the way the leadership are taking things, because when some of us who are experienced in one field or the other, we bring up suggestions, because Experior is actually made for agents by agent. It's owned by agent for agent. So we there's constantly tweaking and making sure that they stay ahead, one step ahead of the game. We pray and we hope that it stays like that, so that we'll continue to make Experior a safe haven for everybody to be there. And I will jump off a little bit, Hernán, but before I jump, I just want to make this appeal. I know you, as social media guru, you are going to be live with this. I want to say this clearly to those agents who are watching us right now. Those of you who have been struggling to make this thing work and it's not going. You've been to places, maybe you've changed 2-3 IMOs in the next, probably in the short time. Probably you've been to places where they tell you they had a magic pill to make it work and it didn't. Please, you lose nothing trying our model. If you hit the link below, you are going to be joining one of the fastest growing team in recent time. And especially, we are the fastest growing team in Experior as we speak to you now. So if you call or contact anybody here, contact Hernán, Simon, whoever is here, they're going to let you into a full business presentation where you will discover how amazing Experior can be. I was one of those people who says, I will say never, I will never do this, but never says never. Keep an open mind, you will discover amazing opportunities that can just blow up your business.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Simon and everyone. Do anyone have any other question? We're happy to answer them. I have a hard stop at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Vancouver. So we have another 17 minutes, but we are glad to answer any other questions.
I mean, I was gonna, well, first of all, thank you guys. I'm happy that you all are here. I'm able to hear from people who have been in the business longer than I. I've only been in it for 2.5 years. And I've got some great stories to tell. But for the people that are coming in and the people that will be watching, Simon, that what you said pretty much answered my question, but for someone who's just getting their license, what would you tell them? Like, how would you have them approach this new opportunity and really thrive, other than, hopping in and watching a couple of training videos? What would you tell them to stick to it, to kind of get their mindset in place?
Great question. Is it Nestle?
Nestle,
great question. Wow. If somebody who just got a license, or maybe considering jumping into the financial industry to make some side money, to just make some money aside. Here's what we have to you. We have a blueprint that have proven to work all the time. Whether you put it in the moon or in the sun, it works. So in the financial industry, I want to say this. It's not about actually joining a particular platform. Is what matters most is the people you partner with, the leadership. and Experior within Icebreakers and Leader Life Financial Solution, we offer excellent and exceptional leadership to our agents to start them up so that they can be able to run. We hold hand. We don't just send you videos to watch. We actually will hold your hand, move with you. Within your first week, if you are coachable, you are available, you show up, within your first week, we should be able to transform you from an ordinary person to an exceptional person within this timing. And we have done it over and over. I can't name it all, but we have bunch of incredible agent champions here within our team that they start blowing it up within 1 week, within 2 weeks, and they are just all staying profitable in the business. So we will guide you and show you how you can stay profitable so that you don't be like the 5% or probably the 80% of agents that jump into the industry thinking that they were going to make quick money and then they end up jumping out. We are not saying that our model is a one size that fits all, but actually it's proven to work. Especially you are the only variable. If you do your own, we will do our own. I will help you to get what you want. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Simon. And I want to echo what Simon is just shared to close on this. See, we have super leadership. Nestle, you are direct to Jose Graxirena, which is an incredible, one of the top trainers in the USA. Simon is another of the top trainers in the USA. Carmela Paris, that is right here in the call, top trainer. So of course, always go to your upline and to your direct executive director. But if for any reason, because things happen, you can always go one level up or even sideways. For example, Leslie, if you say, I want to enter Simon's training one day or Carmela's training, I'm sure they're going to welcome to going to the training. You, of course, are a super champion. In your first week, you placing policies, you recruited people. I got to share with everyone because I wanna say how awesome you are. Everyone is awesome here, but from the moment that she signed up, in less than 30 minutes, she already had 8 people recruited with licenses. And I was going like, is this artificial intelligence? Is she real or what's going on? So here we are ready to help each and every single one of you. So we have time for 2 more quick questions, and then I'm gonna wish you all a good night because I have to jump to another call at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Just before that, I had to go, Hernán, as I told you. So
okay. Thank you, Simon.
Leslie, I hope that answer helped you a little bit. Cool. Yeah, and to all of our agents, hey, we are always here to give this amazing support. So please stay hold. We are here together to win. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Go.
Thank you.
Hey, and then can I add a contribution to that?
Please, of course, you can.
Leslie, I heard your question. So my contribution will be this, right? First of all, always knowing your why is very important. I always say, consider it like a 9-to-5 job that you wake up every day, you have to be at work no matter what happens, right? So you have to be very intentional. I always say be intentional about your business. The reason why you came to Experior is not because of nobody other than yourself, right? So you wake up every day with those goals that you set for yourself, telling yourself where you want to see yourself, no matter what it takes, because we can preach all the gospel, right? If your intentions are not really intentional, it's still going to be a waste, right? Just like Hernán just said something amazing about you. You remind me of me, basically. I remember the first time I got the day I got signed, I wasn't even licensed. And that same day, I remember I recruited 10 people in my previous IMO. And I remember my upline was like, oh, wow. Hold on, what are you doing? It's the intention. Because when you see something and you believe in it, you know that you can change the world with it. No matter the circumstances that are around you, for what you believe. And trust me, your belief never fail you, no matter what. It's not like challenges are not going to come, they will come. But remember, why did you do it? Why do you want to win? That is the motivation that drives me. Yeah.
That's awesome, Carmela. Thank you. And see, that is what we call true leadership and true leaders are internally motivated and externally focused. Internally motivated and externally focused. So the motivation comes within and the focus is outside, helping your clients, helping your agents. That's the focus, is external focus, but internal motivation. Thank you, Carmela. That's incredible. Anyone else that want to add anything or that have a question? In that case, champions, I will wish you all a great evening. Best wishes to you and your families. For all of you that are already in Experior Financial Group, I want to thank you for your preference, and especially to the Icebreakers hierarchy as well. And that is a thank you that I give you personally and in the name of my family as well. Thank you for your preference. We are always here to help you out. I place my link on the chat where you can find all my social media, and you also have my contact information by a click of a button. You can reach me through Telegram or WhatsApp. Feel free to use any of the business presentations that are in my channels in YouTube, TikTok, anything that might help you. And if you're part of, the Icebreakers, because I open this to everyone, even on social media. So I don't know if any of you that are here or were here are not in the company, but if anyone is at the Icebreakers, there is another thing that we have, the Telegram groups for support. I know that you might have some others from your ED uplines, but you're welcome to come into the Icebreakers. We have training in English, Spanish, and French for both Canada and the USA. For those of you that are in the USA, remember that you can expand your team into Canada without having Canadian licenses. You can override all the teams in Canada with the exception of the province of Quebec and Manitoba, okay? But all Ontario, Nova Scotia, British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, you can also open teams here. And for Canadians that are listening to this, I don't know if we have any Canadians here right now, but if you're watching this recorded, just like I am in Vancouver in the North Pacific in the West Coast, most of the team of the Icebreakers, 90% of it is in the USA. So we're able to do this remotely. So Canadians don't need an American license to also override their teams there. You only need licenses in the States if you are selling in a specific state of the US, or Canadian licenses if you are selling in a Canadian province. Other than that, all you need in Experior to override your teams is your active license in your state or province where you reside, which is super powerful as well. And with that, I wish you all a good night. If you're watching this recorded, please subscribe, share, and give it a like. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, champions.
Thank you,
Have a
Hernán.
good
Have a
night.
wonderful evening.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Carmela. Thank you, Nestle,
Thank you very
Femi,
much.
Kim, Nadia,
Thank you.
Tufor, Vincent, Elfrida Maye, Akusa, Jeboa. Who else we have here? My note taker, and Amora and Natalie. Thank you so much. Oh, Rahima. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye, Kim. Take care. We are the Icebreakers team. Our team writes more business per licensed agent than any other Experior Financial Group team in both the US and Canada. We are also the fastest growing team within Experior Financial Group in both the USA and Canada. We have full modern training in English, Spanish, and French. For more information on how to power up your life insurance business through joining the Icebreakers team of champions, contact the person that sent you this video or scan the QR code. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.